YouTube, what's up? We have a few more goodies to look at. This is an ignition model Rocket Bunny Mazda RX-7. It's incredible. I do like my Toyota a little bit better, but that's because I'm partial to the Toyota. But I also like the color on the Toyota better. But this is just, I see why everybody goes nuts over these things. It is quite incredible, the amount of detail. And as to which one is nicer between this and the Tomica Limited Vintage, I think it really just depends on what you're going for. You know, if you're going for a stock look, then obviously the TLV is better. But if you like the body kit and you know, the whole racing theme, then you're probably going to like this one better. From a build quality, there's no question to me the TLV is better. This car, as I suspected, it is a static display. I'm not surprised by that. Anything that comes out from Tarmac Works, you can't count on it rolling. There are a couple that do, but for the most part, you can pretty much forget about that. But for a static display, this thing is amazing. Look at the stance on it. And it doesn't not roll because it's too low. There's plenty of height for it to roll. It's just the wheels are log jammed. That is a gorgeous car though. Sexy lines, and I do like the color. A true gunmetal color. It does expose the curves of the car. It looks really good when the light hits it. The highlights and the lowlights. Very nice color. I like the almost like a satin, metallic satin finish. Pretty unusual. You know, it's not something you see too often. Awesome car. Love it. That's an ignition model. So this video, we're bringing out the big guns. This is an Auto Art Bugatti Veyron. These cars, the Veyrons, they do roll. They don't roll well, but they definitely roll. And I think all what do we got? All 6 of these cars are what I would classify as stunning. So there's that Veyron. Here we have black and red. It's hard to believe when looking at these that they're only 1/64. Every angle, every proportion, very on point. Love it. Of all the cars that AutoArt did in 1:64 scale, these are definitely the most popular and most valuable, monetarily speaking. I think this one's probably my favorite. Little hiccup with the camera. Sorry about that. I can't tell if that's black and blue or if that's navy blue on blue. It's really hard to tell. I think it's black. No, I can't, I don't know. Very hard to tell, but I do think this one is my favorite of the three. I mean, you can't go wrong with any of them. They also did a Bugatti, or Dubai, Bugatti. They did a Dubai police livery. All right. So I don't know if I'm going to get crap for this or not, but my favorite car out of the entire box is this next car. It's absolutely stunning. And it's a real gem of a car. It's a real unicorn. Very hard to find. Very, very expensive car to acquire. I'm not going to pull the camera down yet. I want to make sure that it's not going to roll off. I think we're good. Here you go. That is amazing. And unlike some of the other Ken Marys from Kyosho, like for example, the silver Carnell that I got, this one here is actually a nice roller. Man, I love it. I want to see something. Trying to see what that is. I thought that maybe that was the Japan Nostalgic Cars logo. But all right, let's look at one more, and then we'll get a couple of quick street views. This would be my second favorite car of the entire box. This was the granddaddy of the box. Actually, I don't know if this is the granddaddy. I think the number 73 Skyline has to be the granddaddy. It's from a value standpoint, it's probably the most expensive car in the box. This one's not far behind, but that part of it doesn't matter. It's just I just think I like the Ken Mary. I love this car though. In yellow, it's a great looking color for the car, especially with the red seats. They really pop. I think black would also be a great color for the F40. Awesome car. So I currently have 3 F40s. That's pretty sweet. 2 red ones and a yellow. Sorry, it looks a little awkward being up on the wheel or up on the tire like that, but I don't want the car to roll off of the display. So now what we do a little street view here. Yeah, the street view on this thing is just killer. Yeah, the blue one is definitely not black. It's a dark, almost like a midnight blue. Um, in the light, you can see some blue metal flake in it. That's this one here. So that's not black and blue, it's dark blue. The wheels on these cars are insane. I think the argument could be made that they're the nicest 1/64 scale wheels ever produced by one of the major brands. You see a lot of nice custom aftermarket wheels, but these are prototypical, modeled off of the actual wheels for the car. This is the Veyron is an interesting car. The maintenance of just owning a Bugatti Veyron, you know, the car when it came out was like a million 2.5 or something like that. But just to own one and drive it, you know, like what is it, 700? I guess it would be like between 2,000 and 3,000 miles a year. Your cost of maintenance is $150,000 a year. That's insane. And the reason why, number one, insurance. That's a huge part of that cost. But just to get an oil change is like $2,400 or some ridiculous number. Tires, these tires are only good for 3,000 miles. And after 3 sets of tires, you have to replace the wheels. And the reason for that is the car has so much torque that it spins the wheels spin the tire off of the wheel, so they have to glue the tires to the wheel, and you can only do that 3 times until it has to be replaced. And then a set of tires for a Veyron is about 30 grand. So and you have to do it like once every year or two. So it's a very expensive car to own. But I get the hype. You have to be hyper rich to drive this car, or to own it anyways. But it is pretty sweet looking. I think it's a very different looking supercar, compared to the Lamborghinis and the Ferraris and even the McLarens. And I think it's what I like about it is that even though it's a modern supercar, you can really see touches of the old classic H.O. Bentley cars. Like for example, the grille. That grille is an homage to an old H.O. Bentley. Very cool, man. This is an awesome assortment. So this right here is the cream of the crop. The entire box was incredible, but this right here, you could buy an actual running car for what these are valued at. It's pretty crazy to think about that. Probably pretty close, it would definitely be a beater, but I bet if under the right circumstances selling these, I bet you could find like a $400 or $500 beater that runs. The value on these, not that I like talking about it, but it's pretty all over the place. The yellow Ferrari is pretty consistent at 120 to 130. The Veyrons are what's all over the place. The RX-7 is pretty steady in that 70 to 90 price range, but the Bugattis are all over the place. There was a seller that just listed a bunch of red ones, and they were only selling for like $30 to $40 a piece. But the Buy It Now and some of the other completed listings before that guy started listing them is anywhere from 70 to 110. So the price on them is just all over the place. I think if you can get one of these for 60 to 70 or less, that you're doing pretty good. And then this thing here is just, it's a unicorn, and I think personally it's $150 car minimum, just because of its rarity. But anyways, there you go. That right there is the 6 beasts of the box. Thank you again, Dicastrum. And thank you, everybody, for following the channel, supporting the channel. For those of you that stopped in last night for the live stream, I guess it'd be probably 2 nights ago by the time I upload this, but thank you for that. No announcement or anything, and I think we had 15 or 16 people watching, which is probably 14 or 15 more people than I was expecting. But that is something that I want to try to do a little bit more often, at least a couple times a month. The one thing I realized about it, though, I don't think it's a great idea for showcasing diecast. Unless it's a diecast piece that I want to discuss or talk about. But I think it's a great idea to talk about diecast in general, just to talk about it, talk about up and coming releases, or something that just came out, or if somebody has certain thoughts on a certain car. That's where I think the live stream has its place, and I definitely do think it has its place. So I will try to do that at least once or twice a month, but probably not in the showcasing of cars format. All right, everybody. Happy Monday. Have a good week. I think that wraps up the box. If there are any stragglers, I'll get them shown. But I know I still have 1 or 2 other videos that I have to upload. And that was one nice thing about the live stream, is the video uploaded as I was streaming it. So that is a huge bonus. So, all right. Happy hunting. I will talk to you all at the next diecast video.